looked at a bunch of graphs and thought, wait, which one am I supposed to use? Should it be a bar diagram or a histogram? Is this an ogive or a cumulative frequency curve? And why do all of them look so similar but mean totally different things? Don't worry, you are not alone. Many students find statistical graphs and diagrams confusing at first, whether it's mixing up the axes, plotting the wrong variable, or simply not knowing when to use which diagram. It can feel like a maze. But here's the good news. Once you understand the logic behind each type of graph, it all starts to make perfect sense. In this video, we will break down the most commonly used statistical diagrams in the simplest possible way, with real-life examples, easy tricks, visual tips that will help you never mix them up again. So grab your notebooks and let's make sense of those confusing graphs together. Imagine you are the class captain. You have just collected a survey of everyone's favorite sport. Some chose cricket, a few voted for football, some for badminton, and a couple even said chess. Now you have two options. Option 1. Stand in front of the class and read out the numbers from your notebook. Option 2. Draw a colorful chart where bars, slices or curves instantly show which sports is most popular. Which one will your classmate understand faster? Obviously the chart. That's the magic of presentation of statistical data. Tables and numbers are important, but they can feel heavy. Graphs, bar diagrams, pie charts, histograms, and ogives transform numbers into pictures. A good diagram is like a shortcut. It tells the story of the data clearly, quickly, and meaningfully. Visuals makes it easy to compare categories, trends, and groups side by side. Why do we use bar diagrams? Imagine you asked your classmate about their favorite fruit. Some said apples, some bananas, and few also said oranges. Now, how do you show the results so that everyone gets it instantly? A bar diagram does the magic. It shows the categories in the form of bars, making comparison easy and quick. A bar diagram is a graph that uses rectangular bars of equal width to represent data. So, the length or the height of each bar is equal to the value of the item. And the bars are separated by equal gaps, unlike the histogram. On the right side, you can see the screen of my iPad where I've prepared memory hack so that you can understand and remember the concept of bar diagram easily. When you want to learn and remember the concept of bar diagrams, use the word bar, B-A-R. B stands for boxy, A stands for end, and R stands for regular. So, bars are boxy and regular. Also remember BBB, break between bars. There are equal gaps between the bars, unlike the histogram. Bar diagrams are used for comparing discrete categories, with each bar representing a different category and its height or the length corresponding to the value it represents. This visual format makes it easy to compare categories, identify trends, or see differences between categories at a glance. So remember, bars stand tall to compare categories. If you're wondering what resource am I using, this is an ebook I have created for you, Graphs Made Easy. This ebook is packed with memory hacks, exam tips, mistake alerts, and colorful infographics that turn tough concept into easy to grasp visuals. It is designed to help you not just understand graphs, but actually enjoy them and score higher with confidence. Now let us take an example. As you can see on the screen, we have a survey of favorite fruit of 40 students. So we have favorite fruit. So these are the categories: apple, banana, orange and grape. Then we have number of students who consider these fruits as their favorite. So for apple it is 15, for banana it is 10, and so on. Next we are supposed to represent this data set graphically. Whenever you are representing data graphically, it is very important to look at the data set carefully and first of all decide which type of diagram is most appropriate. Here our friend Stati will help us decide that. As you can see on his thought bubble, he is thinking that it is a discrete series and we have only one category, that is favorite fruit. So a simple bar diagram will be most appropriate. Now let us see the steps involved in drawing a simple bar diagram. So we will have to label x and y axis. Along x axis we will be labeling different categories of fruits, and along the y axis we will be scaling it for the number of students. So we are scaling it from 0 to 18. So let us go back to our example. We see the lowest number of student is 7 and the highest number of student is 15. So we are scaling it from 0 to 20. We will draw a vertical bar of equal width to represent different category. The height or the length of each bar will represent the value of the item. Now let us look at the diagram. First of all, you can see we are labeling x-axis as fruits and we are labeling y-axis as number of students. Y-axis is scaled from 0 to 20 and with a difference in the scale of 2. So it is 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6 and so on. Next, we need to draw a bar for each category. So for apples, the number of students is 15. So the bar for apples is touching 15. Next category is banana, and number of students who consider banana as their favorite fruit is equal to 10. So the bar representing banana will have the height equal to 10. Similarly, for oranges, it is equal to 8, and for grapes, it is equal to 7. I've used different colors for the different category of fruits just to make it more clear and visually appealing. Wait, have we forgotten something? Yes, we need to give a title for our diagram. In this case, the title of our diagram can be Favorite Fruit of Students Bar Diagram. Can you see, as soon as we have plotted the data set, so many things are becoming clear. We can say at a glance that higher number of students like apple and second is banana. We have already completed the plotting of simple bar diagrams. Well done. Now we are going to do some more interesting things. Like what? I have prepared some exam tips and mistake alerts for you. We are also going to do a quick recap for bar diagrams. Now, as you can see on the screen, I have color coded this information so that you can remember them easily. Exam tips will be a blue box. Mistake watch will be a pink box and quick recap will be a green box. Now let us begin with the exam tips. Always label the axis. What is on x-axis and what is on y-axis. Bars should have equal width and equal gaps. Never forget to put a title for your diagram. Neatness counts. Straight line, even bars. Now, the mistake watch. Don't make uneven gaps. No. Don't forget scale or labels. Don't draw fancy bars in exams. Keep it simple. Now let us do a quick recap for bar diagrams. Now, bar diagrams are for categories. That means for discrete data. While drawing the bar diagrams, we are keeping equal width, equal spacing, and we are labeling the axis. Don't forget the memory trick that I've given you earlier. Bar is equal to boxy and regular. I've also prepared a exam mark hack for you. Title plus label plus scale is equal to full marks. Now let's move on to the second concept. Imagine you want to compare marks of boys and girls in your class across different subjects. So in this case, a simple bar diagram will not be appropriate as it can represent only one set of values. If you want to compare two or more sets of values side by side, we need to use multiple bar diagrams. It's like putting data in teams of bar, standing together and making easy comparison. A multiple bar diagram uses two or more bars for each category placed side by side with equal spacing. This helps in comparing related set of data. Have a look at this data set. We have average marks of boys and girls for different subjects. So we have a discrete series with more than one category. So when we plot this data set using a multiple bar diagram, we will get something like this. For each category, there will be multiple bars. For maths, there will be a bar representing number of the marks of boys and another bar representing the marks of girls and so on. So what is the memory hack that I've prepared so that you can remember the concept of multiple bars easily? Think of multiple as more than one standing together. More than one standing together. It is like a group photo where bars are standing side by side. Now I have a question for you. Do you spend your entire day studying? No, you are spending time for sleeping, eating, and also playing. So, if you want to represent this information graphically, what type of bar diagram can help us do that? Here we can use component bar diagrams. A component bar diagram shows the total value broken into different components inside a single bar. So, each bar is equal to total value and each segment in the bar is equal to the part of the whole. This type of diagrams are useful for showing composition like expenses, time use, mark distribution, etc. Now, if we plot the number of students in different streams for 3 different years, our component bar diagram will look like this. For each year, the bar will be divided into components according to the different streams. So there will be a part of the bar representing number of students in science stream. Another part will represent the number of students in commerce stream, and the remaining part of the bar will be number of students for humanities. How do you show both positive and negative values in the same diagram? A simple bar diagram shows just positive values. But when we want to show both positive and negative values, that's where a deviation bar diagram comes in. A deviation bar diagram is a special type of bar chart used where when data has both positive and negative values. Deviation bars shows how much values deviate above and below the baseline, which is usually 0. So a deviation bar diagram helps us clearly show positive values in the form of bars above the baseline and negative values again in the form of bars below the baseline. The baseline, which is usually 0, acts as the reference line. That's why deviation bars are so useful. They help us see the contrast like profit versus loss, gain versus fall at a single glance. Now, if you find it difficult to remember the concept of deviation bar, I have a memory hack for you. Deviations dance above and below. Positive is equal to up, negative is equal to down. For the next concept, I want you to imagine you want to compare expenditure pattern of two families. One family spends 10,000 rupees monthly, another spends 20,000. If you want to draw normal bars, the taller bar will always belong to the richer family. But what if you want to compare how much percentage they spend on food, on rent, or education? That's where percentage bar diagram comes in. A percentage bar diagram shows data in terms of percentage. Each bar is of equal height or length, and each segment inside the bar shows the percentage contribution of each component. This type of diagram is best for comparing composition between group of different sizes. How to remember the concept of percentage bars easily? Using the memory hack again. Percentage bar is equal to pattern bar. Since in percentage bar diagram all the bars will be of equal height, so it is not about the actual size but the pattern in percentage. Dear students, I really enjoyed taking you through some of the statistical graph in a simple and creative way. My goal has always been to make complex concepts easier to understand and help you remember them effortlessly. With that in mind, I have created an ebook titled Graphs Made Easy, designed especially for you. You will find the link in the description below, so do check it out. I'm sure it will be a great help in your studies. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and share it with your friends who might need a little graph boost today. I would also love to hear your feedback in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember, when learning feels easy, success follows naturally.